Okay.
Alright, let's get to business.
All right.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Alright, okay, before we even get started, I just wanted to express how sorry I am about what happened in June. Uh, Definitely, it was a technical challenge for us and it was not your normal traffic, but at the same time, we as IT people take pride in what we providing the advancement of the system that we have in place. So I'm totally aware you might be frustrated or any dissatisfaction that you might have with that situation, but definitely let me know how we can make it up to you and we definitely value your business a lot. So whatever we can do to continue and be partners and uh, grow together, we definitely appreciate it. So
Appreciate the apology.
yeah,
Yeah, like you said, June was a June was a bit of a whopper for all of us. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I just want to start off by saying thanks for the apology. It means a lot coming from you, especially as the CEO
yeah, yeah.
of the company.
And I mean, we started with you guys when we were a lot smaller, and back then you also were at this point in time it was you were on a rapid growth curve too, and I think our collaboration together has benefited both of us. So we definitely see this as a two-way relationship, and we want to make sure that there are going to be challenges, and as you mentioned, like last month, it didn't have been anticipated what happened with the disease and all the stuff that came through, and then the amount of traffic that we were getting both from your system and then also other people that were looking up to you. So, but yeah, I mean, we definitely, this has been a good ride for us, and we definitely want to continue. So what can we do, or like, what are the concerns that you have at this point that I can address and make sure that, um, or what I hope last month didn't intrigue any kind of decision on your part to take your business elsewhere because you definitely want to continue the relationship.
No, the thing about data vault, the thing about data vault is that when it's working, it's fantastic. It's just that when an emergency situation like what happened in June happens, and we don't have the service that we need to in these emergency situations, it becomes really frustrating, not only for you guys, but also for us.
Right, right.
And I guess the first question that I have for you is, if you sort of shed some light on how this happened? You mentioned traffic. Was it just sheer amount of traffic that crashed the system? Or?
No, so just based off of the numbers that my tech people have provided, your originally when we designed your system, it was planned for 10,000 inquiries per month through your system, and then we even had anticipated 30% extra capacity.
Yep.
But last month, we actually had 14,000 records and inquiries from within your company
Yep.
that exceeded the buffer that we had put in place, unfortunately. And then the other thing was a lot of the files related to dengue fever, they had detailed x-rays and then multiple set of blood work, which generally increase the file size. Traditionally, your file sizes have been in the range of 450K, and in June, on average, your files were 700K. And then, besides your own inquiries, since you guys have become so big and so reliable, everybody else in the industry was looking up your data. So we got another 50% increase on the people that were actually looking up your information on our system. So that just
So there were other people not part of our consortium using our system to look up data.
they don't necessarily look up. They don't use your system. They like the data that you have put it on the web publicly. Part of the system that we have built for you is also providing the exposure that your hospital has to the rest of the world because my understanding is that your hospital has become somewhat of a CDC in the animal, like the pet bed.
Yeah.
we provide for you is also maintaining your information on the web so people can find out about what you're doing. So basically all your research and all the new findings that you were developing throughout the month, part of our service is also make that available online and other people look into it. So it wasn't necessarily any direct business for you, but that's just part of the type of big organization that you have become. It's part of the responsibility that you take for it.
Sure. So I guess so what I'm getting from you is that the main cause of the problem essentially was too many people trying to access one centralized system.
Yeah.
And also that the stuff that we uploaded onto that system were, especially during this month, were a little bigger than usual.
Exactly. Almost like twice as big as what you had been in the past. And then you also, I mean, the number of people that you're mentioning was both internally within your system and external. So, okay. And I guess it was all due to that NGC receiver. I don't have that, so I wasn't updated on that.
Is there a way from an IT perspective? I'm no IT guy, so I just wanted to get your perspective. Is there a way have you guys come up with any ideas to prevent something like this from happening in the future?
Yeah. So a couple of things that we are putting in place. One is based on the experience that we have had with you. Now all the new systems that we offer have a 50% buffer. And as I mentioned, yours had a 30% buffer. So I just went ahead and added that to your system going forward. So I believe there's still about a year left from our contract. But usually, like, we set the terms when we renegotiate the contract. But as a courtesy and because of the value that I have for your business, I just went ahead and added that 50% buffer to your system as well. And then, yeah, definitely. And then another thing that I have my IT people look into it is we're trying to find a dedicated server for you. And I'm going to be honest with you, you're our biggest customer. So we want to make sure that we are satisfying all your demands to get both the learning experience and also the value that we have for this contract. So I believe that by putting in dedicated server for your system, my guys are still looking into the cost of that and the implementation process. But that's definitely something that we can add in, and we can talk about the terms of it, I guess, going forward. But yeah, having a dedicated server, we can increase the capacity by even more than that 50%. And just anything comes out, we'll be on it. And I've also looked into, I was just on the phone with our staffing guy, and we can add like a couple more staff to the team that services your contact. So that way, if you ever come up with, it might be a little bit overstaffed for normal time, but definitely during the emergency time, we will be able to handle any situation. And one tech person and then one call center person. So, yeah.
So that's actually what I wanted to talk to you. One of the biggest problems that we faced during June was the help desk just not being available all the time. So I'm very happy that you guys are bringing more staff to the help desk.
Yeah, and something to add about that, nobody being available. I mean, like the call center people, their job is to basically act as a bridge between the technical and the services that we provide and the customer. They don't have any technical capability, and they're just very kind social people that will basically get your input and concern and try to assist. And then also if there are like financial issues or other administration stuff, they're capable of helping with that. What happened in June was totally a technical difficulty, and then our call center people didn't have anything more to add except to let their customers know that there is a technical issue, we are aware of it, and we are working on it. And I believe that's what the recording was that they put on the system. So not to disrespect any of our customers or not value their feedback, but we just knew that the inquiries were about the technical issue, and there was nothing more that the person on the phone could have told the client. And we were trying to pull in as many personnel as we could into the as many as personnel as we could into the technical side. So we tried to be as wide as we like basically save anywhere that we could, save on the manpower that we had to dedicate it to the tech side, and that's why there was a reporting here and there that, and then also like a lot of the calls and things that are
yeah. Thanks for that explanation, actually. So just to make sure, that means that the new staff member that you're bringing in is not just help desk, but also more technical staff that can help if such a situation were.
Yeah, so we are, as reiterating what I just said, we are adding one tech person and one call center person, two people, two separate entities for a contract. Yeah, that will be, the tech person will be servicing and helping the IT side, and then the call center will be more human interaction.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So I gotta be honest with you, man. We suffered quite a bit of financial loss due to what happened, what went down in June. We lost a lot of patients, we lost a lot of customers ourselves, a lot of frustrations, and us being in the business of helping animals, seeing animals and their owners being frustrated and having to go through a lot of unnecessary pain really affects our morale and our business as well. So I'm gonna be honest with you, the higher ups, well, the further higher ups in my company are sort of pressuring me that we get something out of this.
Right.
They don't want this to be a complete loss.
Sure.
What you have given me so far in terms of future assurances that something like this won't happen again is great, actually. Like that actually takes away about basically one half of the thing that I was about to talk to you about, so that pretty much saves a lot of time for me. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you about though is how is there any way that Data Vaults could sort of reimburse or compensate?
Sure. And as you said, I mean, like it was a big loss for you and for us also. Like given the unexpected demand, I actually had to put in some more people on overtime, as I was mentioning. Like we had to add personnel to the IT, and we incurred some extra costs. And but again, that's part of the service that we're providing, and by no means that should be burden upon anybody else. I just wanted to let you know that we are not in there, like we're not. Dollars are not like just coming down a pipeline and then like our customers suffering. Like we are all suffering from like the unexpected technical issues. Like let me know what I mean I have no idea like our monthly contract is like $500,000. So I have no idea how big or small of an expense that is in your revenue stream. If you could just let me know like to like what extent are you looking, or like what would be a reasonable figure to you, like even in the ballpark? I would definitely be more than happy to work with that.
Sure. I had like a list of things I want. I think my list, now that I look back at it, just looks like a list of complaints, and I don't want to do that with you. I don't want to waste your time. So let me just go straight to the idea that I had. So, like you said, we're towards the end of year 3 or year 4.
I think they're in year 4.
Yeah. And that means we're due for a renewal of the contract. And I'm very happy to hear that you want to keep us at your business, because same with us, we would love for you to be around, because like I said, as long as it's working, it's exactly what we need.
Right.
So the renewal of contract is pretty much, I'm letting you know right now, like it's on the table. It's always been on the table, so no need to argue about that. The thing that I guess I want to suggest is maybe as a way to compensate on what has happened so far. Let me tell you where we're coming from. So when we first approached you for this first contract, we were estimating about $10 million.
Right.
It came out to be about $12 million. 4 months ago, that ended up being $6 million. There was a lot of periodic bugs that ended up causing delays and stuff like that. And like I said, when it's working, it's great, but when it's not working, especially in emergency situations, it's a big.
And did we have any previous incidents like this, or was this the only experience that I was checking on the record, but I wasn't sure?
This is the one big one. Other ones are fairly minor, but nothing as major as this.
Sure.
But due to this one incident, we ended up losing about, I think it was about 600 complaints in June alone.
Right.
And if we one average one patient leaving costs us about an average of about $1,000. So just from June alone, we just lost 600,000, right? And I've been told by my guys that we still have yet to know over the course of the year in terms of how many people were on. Chances are people who were frustrated and didn't get enough service, or people who were getting the wrong dosages or stuff like that, and had their pets pass away and stuff. Those people will probably end up not coming back for services. So if it's 600 just based on June, I don't know what it's going to be like by the end of the year.
Right.
So what I had in mind was we continue on for the rest of this contract,
Right.
finish it up, and then the next contract we renew it for the exact same period, 5 years, but you guys be able to provide it for us for a big discount.
Okay, and what would an actual big discount be in your mind, like from 500,000 to
I was thinking somewhere along the lines of somewhere between 200 and 300.
to bring it down to 300
K for a month or something like that. That would help us a lot, frankly speaking. I know from your perspective that means walking 50% downtime, and I guess at the end, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, how about we do this? We have a year to go before the contract expires. My guy was going to get a year to see exactly how much that is done.
Right.
So how about now we do that for the rest of this contract, for the rest of this year, you guys provide services for us. You guys provide services for us at a discounted price. And then at the end of the year, once our guys come up with our numbers, and then once we see that through this year, the secure server that you provide for us, the 50% surplus that you just provided for us, graciously free of charge, work well. By the end of that year, we could renegotiate the next contract. Probably, if it looks like the year has gone by well, my superior, who really wants something, he wants to see something.
Right. To tell you what, I was looking at the numbers too, and kind of expected a loss of like a few $100,000. That definitely was something I wasn't too surprised to hear that. And based on what you're just saying, what I would like to offer is, and I'm going to tell you in a second why I'm coming down to this number, but basically I was thinking of the remainder of year 4 and then going forward for year 5, you can bring down your contract to $450,000, which is 10% discount, and then you add that up over the year, that's at least $600,000 in year 5, 12 months, right, at 50 months, and then the additional saving that you get for the couple months in year 4. And the reason I'm coming to that number is right now, what we are running your contract for, the IT system and also the infrastructure that I have for you, plus the personnel, is somewhere between $350,000 and $400,000. Okay. And so we are roughly charging like 20 to 25% margin based on the service that we're providing for you, and being managing this is like a growing market. So this is very reasonable in comparison to the competition and the market that we have. And then the other thing is, in this month alone, I secured somewhere between $60,000 to $100,000 overtime charge because of the issues that we had. And then putting 2 extra personnel on your contract, that's going to be roughly another $150,000 to $200,000 that we're adding to this. Again, that is split up over the 12 months, so that's roughly about $20,000 And then what I was thinking on for the next year is have a server that we can add to your system as a dedicated server. And basically that can handle anywhere up to like 20 to 25,000 inquiries right now. Right now you're at 10,000. So you can add that system in, and that system actually costs somewhere between like $300,000 to $500,000. But given that I was looking at your contract in the long term, given it's going to be like a 5-year contract, that's basically $100,000 per year, always divided out over 5 years, and then per month that will be roughly about like 10,000. Given that currently I'm running your contract at a cost of like let's just take an average 375, and then I'm putting like 2 extra personnel, that would put my cost at like 40,000. I mean 400,000. And then so you're charging me like 450, I'm barely just covering the admin and like the expected growth that we have for the company. And then going forward for the next 5 years, I think that if you're satisfied with the service in year 5, I can work some way with my higher up and the rest of the management to include the server as part of your system at no additional cost or maybe minimal change. But as I mentioned, like if you break it down over the life of your contract, I think it's definitely a wise investment for us and it will be a great service for you. So does that sound reasonable? You just bringing that, like giving you a 10% discount right off the bat.
$450K for until the end of this contract.
Until the end of this contract, and then going forward, I will do my best to keep it at this price, but I will add like the extra staff that you're adding, and then the extra server that I just mentioned. That's like another $500,000 that we have to invest from in-house to give growth service. But I will do my best to convince the guys to do that as no charge part of the service upgrade.
Well, so it is. You are correct in like saying that the 450K seems to be 15 months for a year, saving us 600K. That is fair because it's cheap, right? And is it at all possible for me to ask them up to 400 instead of 450? I heard that you guys got some new business with those federal government agencies and stuff.
We're working on it. We haven't got it yet. I mean, need your support in getting that.
Dude, in terms of referral letters and stuff like that, we're all ears, man.
Would that be? I mean, like I think that actually they were very interested in talking with you guys.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if I could set up give them your phone number and tell them like about the day of the week or time of the week that would be convenient for you to talk with the CEO. They're definitely very interested in that service, but since again they're hesitant because it's a new service to them and they just want to talk to somebody that has actually experience with it. Okay. So is that like would you be comfortable in talking to them? Like, are you gonna tell them anything bad about us?
Hey, you know what? Hey, that's the thing. Like as much as it was DataVault's system that failed during June, it was a freaking disease. Right. This one disease is what caused it.
Exactly.
So give me 400K and give me the extra 2 guys and the service stuff like that, and we will and like I said, that extra contract is on the table and will be on all the way.
Right.
Those over guys will come anytime.
Okay.
I don't give them sterling.
Alright.
I mean, because we recognize that human mistakes happen and it was a freaking disease, right?
It was, I mean,
so
let me just remember where it is. I said 450, you're saying 400. I think it's good for us to work in. Again, I really don't want to be like a penny pincher, and as I mentioned, I'm really just covering costs right now.
I'm just thinking with 400K, it'll cover June, and then it'll cover the extra people that will possibly leave for the month, and whatever extra cost that we have to incur. I'll tell our other guys that
Okay. How about this? I'm just like maybe squeezing all the numbers I got in this to like see what I can put the bottom line at. So I just said like 400 is like really just the cost for us, and then on top of that we have like the admin cost and like the company business growth. And usually we are like in like most of our customers are like 20-25% range. So I'm bringing it down to like 5%. So 400,000 plus 5%. I was thinking at 420. That's less than half, right? We think that's 400. So 420, I can guarantee this for like this year and then year 5, and then I'll do my best to extend this for the additional 5-year contract. And again, that one is like I would have a really hard time selling this one, given that like for the next 5 years we want to have like a new dedicated server where you see investors like a $500,000 cost right off the bat and stuff. But 420, would that be reasonable for you?
420K, 50% buffer, dedicated server just for us.
The dedicated server will kick in the second year contract. So this contract we are increasing your buffer to like 50%, and I'm putting additional tech staff and call center people for your team.
Yeah.
Deal?
Sounds good.
Alright, man.
Make sure you get those guys to give me a call. Give them the interview.
Yeah, we'll do. Alright, thanks a lot, man. Pleasure talking to you and negotiating.
That was awesome.
Yeah, good deal. Running right at